Hey boys and girls, welcome back. Week 2 of distance learning. I am excited at how hard you guys have been working, and hopefully we continue this, and hopefully I get to see you again in our classroom. But until then, we're going to continue to review, and this week it's going to be factoring quadratics or factoring trinomials. So if you recall, we're going from a 3-term quadratic to the binomial times binomial. So first, identify your a, b, and c values. A being the leading coefficient. In this case, it is 1 because there is no value in front of the x squared. B is the coefficient in front of the x, so in this case it's -1. And then c being the constant at the end, which is -12. So you'll see that I already put the c value into the Punnett square, also known as window pane or area model. We're working to the two binomials that make up the outside of the area model. And in this case, if x squared is our first term, then we know it has to be x times x. So that part's already given. If we are trying to find that middle term, we're going to have to combine these two to give us -1, and then we multiply to get our c value. So as some of you might remember, we determine what multiplies to give us -12, but adds to give us -1. And sorry, that's an ugly addition sign. All right, so multiplies to -12. You could have -1 and +12, but that adds to give me 11. You could have -3 and +4, but that adds to give me +1. So then I'm going to switch those, and I'm going to do +3 times -4, and that's going to give me -1. So there are my factors. So I know that this needs to be -4x, and this needs to be +3x. So then to find my outside factors, I would say what times x gives me -4x? In this case, it's -4. What times x gives me 3x? +3. So my two factors would be x plus 3 and x minus 4. Remember, you can always check your work by FOIL or redoing the area model to make sure you're correct. Next question. We have 2x squared plus 4x minus 48. I still start with my a value. In this case, it's 2. Actually, I notice a trend, and I'd rather take care of that first so that my numbers will be smaller. So if you notice that there's something that you can reduce out of the problem, then you can get rid of it first, and then you don't need such high numbers to work with. So I notice that all of these are divisible by what? 2. So I'm going to start by taking out a GCF of 2. So I can simplify this to say that 2 times x squared plus 2x minus 24 can be my area model, so that now I have no leading coefficient and my numbers are a lot more friendly. So what values need to be in the middle term of my box? They need to combine to give me what? 2. So what multiplies to 12 but adds to 2? Okay, we have 6 and what multiplies to 24 and adds to 2? -6 and +4? That would give me 2. So the opposite, 6 and negative 4, would give me positive 2. So there are my factors. One of them is negative 4x, and the other is 6x. Those combine to give me my positive 2x. So now I can work to get the outside of my box. What times what gives me x squared? X and x. What times x gives me 6x? Positive 6. What times x gives me negative 4x? Negative 4. So there are my two factors right there. X minus 4 and x plus 6. Remember, you can always double check by FOIL or redoing the box. Order does not matter, so don't worry about that. And our final example is technically a binomial, but it's still a quadratic because it's to the second power. So what does that mean about my middle term? Exactly, it's 0. So our C term, our constant, is negative 75. My pen has stopped cooperating. And my A value in this case is 3. Well, I noticed something. 3 and 75 are both divisible by 3. So I am going to take this whole section and get it out of my way. Uh-oh. So if 3x squared minus 75 is divisible by 3, then I can take the 3 leading coefficient off. And I know that 3/4 makes up 75. So now I have x squared minus 25. If I know that these add up to give me 0, then I know that my factors have to be x minus 5 and x minus 5. So my final answer is 3 times x minus 5 times x times x plus 5. My apologies. A negative times a negative does not make a negative. So one of the factors is x plus 5 and the other one is x minus 5. So here is your final answer. And I just realized I made a mistake on the previous question because I forgot to bring down my GCF that I took out from the beginning. So there should be a 2 in front of that answer. All right, you guys, I hope this is helpful. I have office hours every week, so check into those if you have any questions. You're also welcome to remind, message, or email, and I will try to help you as much as I can. Just reach out. I miss you guys a lot, and I hope you're doing well. Bye.